Right, let's do the Cheshire. Because apparently you enjoy watching me suffer. Oh, here we go. I think I'm training this captain. I think this is the captain I was intending to put in the Goliath. I think. Let's take him. Right, well, the guns, I mean, the range is kind of short, but you've got those tier 9 guns, which is nice, but the reason why Cheshire is maybe not that well regarded is this big humpback Citadel. It's pretty damn squishy. I am technically from Cheshire. It's funny because it actually has this reputation nationally as being super posh as a county as a whole, but there is a really sharp split between the posh bit of Cheshire and the rest of Cheshire. Scottish Cheshire. No, we lived down in kind of middle-ish bit of England until I was 3, and at that point we moved up to Scotland. And yet I still sound like this. That is possibly Cheshire cheese, but I think you're thinking of cheddar. Right. What is the range again? Like 14? 16? It's okay, 14 would be pretty bad, but 16 is still fairly bad. So you got that big humpback Citadel, you've got the flat butt of the Albemarle. Yeah, I know Cheshire cheese is a thing. I'm just wanting Scottish Cheshire. I think you're thinking of maybe Scottish cheddar, is what I was saying. Well, lots of supposedly posh places are like that, basically. I mean, Edinburgh is considered as the posh bit of Scotland, or the, you know, the more genteel place, but actually, yeah, not so much. It's got its posh bits, of course, but yeah. I mean, Glasgow is kind of regarded as the opposite, and yet Glasgow has got some quite posh bits as well. The one thing I do have, the one real asset this has, is that it's got quite effective AA for a tier 8 cruiser in today's AA environment. Noticeably better so than the Albemarle. Posh. Kind of like, you know, fancy, high class. I'm sure there's some other synonyms I'm not thinking of. I think that's a rather famous, the whole outwards or outbound starboard home thing. That's quite a famous bit of what would you call it, apocrypha? Like a backronym to explain the origin of the word posh, because I think it's one of those things where no one actually quite is sure where the word came from. Enemy destroyer sighted. Upper class, that works as well. Keep firing just because, you know, I want to get some damage. And also, apparently you will find it much more hilarious if I just suddenly violently explode. And I do aim to please. Enemy Yeah, okay. There's another fire. There we go. That'll stick, I hope. This range is probably the most limiting thing, but it's not unusually bad for the tier. There are others that have a quite sucky range. I think my fire's... yeah, it's still going. He's trying to heal. I think he probably will be able to heal and survive.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Battleships don't seem super keen on pushing. Hyacinth Bouquet. I haven't seen that in years, but it's wonderful. It's one of those great comedies that actually had quite a lot of heart to it as well. Whoop. Man, now you've said that, I can't get the theme of that out of my head. Man, there were a lot of good sitcoms in the 90s in the UK. Kind of sauerkraut. It's just... I mean, not necessarily stick up their arse, but somebody that's very genteel and refined. I feel a little out in the open here, but there we go, unspotted, so... do a bit of manoeuvring. He torps out on that smoke. That would do. Georgia's still kicking around, gotta be careful. Very tempting to open fire on the Iowa just now. There's the Georgia. Yeah, there we go. He was sat completely stationary. Right. I was really not expecting that to work. Georgia is steaming away. I can spot that Iowa, that would be nice. Well, you say that, Fu. I mean, classy generally, yes, if you're being sincere. But you can also, of course, just use it in an entirely sarcastic fashion. And these Ismos are just slightly trundling forwards at like a quarter speed. Well, you know, specifically if you tell somebody to stay classy, that's never not going to be sarcastic.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
I think we might be winning this one. This is almost seeming like a disappointingly non-horrible Cheshire game. Well, I guess we'll just steam forwards and try and do some damage then. Well, you know, if you're learning something, I suppose that's... I guess if English isn't your first language, watching stuff like streams is probably a really good way to pick up some new vocabulary. You learn lots of lovely cromulent new words.
Our team has taken the lead.
Whoop.
Fire.
I think he's showing enough broadside we can try using some AP here. I've never exactly had fantastic results with this, but give it a go. Certainly not going to try showing enough broadside to get torps off. It would be a little foolish. Not bad, not bad. Whoop. Okay, that was less good. And that was even less good. Maybe I should have just stuck with the HE. What? Did my shells just not get there in time? That was weird. Anyway. Considering the caliber of AP shell, that was a disappointingly poor result. Oh, might even get to show off a bit of the AA.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert.
Daka, 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 daka. Wow, they just flew into like all of the flak. Good grief.
Enemy aircraft carrier
I was
detected.
not quite expecting to get just literally all of them at once. I am now basically going to try and farm some damage off that, yes. Even with the Ibuki firing at me. Must farm easy damage.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
Torpedoes. Oof. The Lexington bombers nearly did the number on me. Okay, okay, let's fire at the thing that's actively trying to kill me. Hello, Ibuki. There he goes. Right, I think we might go back to the... I think we might go back to the high explosive. Sort of remembering why I don't really use the AP much on this. Oh, it's bumped my damage up nicely at least. Oh, right. That was apparently okay. Wasn't that competitive of the game overall, but anyway. Only 4 fires as well.